to people watching worldwide. All of my views every day multiply. When on the mic I be telling no lie. That's why my music people wanna buy.
Welcome to the Music Heads Podcast, where we face the music and let the music speak. Here is the music expert himself, your host, Billy the Kid, aka Billionaire.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Billy the Kid, aka Biddy K, Billionaire in this month with my boy
Dinero. What's up, boy?
Thanks for co-hosting, bro.
Man,
so I hit up my boy, man. This is a brand new podcast where it's called Music Heads Podcast, obviously, and literally, man, we're gonna interview people that have been in the business, the music business. It's gonna be a fun project. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited and I hit him up just to help me co-host on this episode, and I hope it's a regular thing, bro. You know, we go way back. We go way back.
Way back.
And I like the drive too, bro, because I hit him up. I'm like, hey, bro, can you come through? And boom, he zoomed in. So we'll definitely be
right, for sure,
bringing some more episodes, but. Overall, though, it's going to be a fun podcast, all music related. Also, those of you who are listening, there's also the Minority Report podcast that I have going on as well. Shout out to my boy, Dan Delgado. We interview entrepreneurs, investors, and it's about mindset, etc. So check that podcast out too. But other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel because we have some crazy interviews coming, man. I'm so excited for this Music Heads podcast. It's going to be dope. And also, if you don't watch it on YouTube, check it out. It's on Spotify. It's going to be on Apple Podcasts. I mean, we're going to be everywhere, boy.
Yeah,
you know how we do.
Hey, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. So subscribe, follow us on all that. Also, I released my book, The Power of Being Uncomfortable, out everywhere. It's on Amazon, Target, Walmart.com. Order it. Show your boy some love. It's actually on Audible as well. So check it out. And also, don't forget to follow my music, too, on everywhere, man. Spotify, Apple, whatever. Just check out the music. Got a lot of stuff coming, too.
Boy, you got heat over here, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
And that book, too. I got to get one, too, bro.
Yeah, for real, bro.
For sure,
but overall, though, I'm excited for this podcast. I can't wait to dive in and give you guys... And, I mean, we're starting off with a bang. Today, we have the one and only...
Mr. Shadow.
Mr. Shadow, man. So shout out to Mr. Shadow for being so humble, man, and jumping in on the very first interview. This is, again, is the first episode, so we're super excited. Yeah. But, man, I think we're ready to dive in, man. You ready?
I think everybody going to like this one, bro.
Yeah, I think he dropped some gems. What would you say was your favorite part, like, overall?
My favorite part was, like, when he discussed about, like, the three main things about, like...
Making it in the music.
Making the right business, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, definitely. Like, that was real important. So. Tune in, man. You might learn something, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Like, sure. So, let's check it out, man. Let's get it. Mr. Shadow, let's go. Bang. What's good, man? Today, I'm super excited. I got the man, the myth, and the motherfucking legend. No introduction. Mr. Shadow, what's good, bro?
What's good, family?
Good, bro.
What's up, man? Just, getting done with this recording session all day and grabbed a bite to eat and then came on here with y'all, man. So
yeah. Shit, bro. And let's start there, bro. Because we're human, right? Like, we're getting older, right? Like, when you say eat, what are you doing, man? Like, to take care of your health and all that. Like, what's is there anything behind that, or what's your mindset on that?
Yeah, man. So quick little run, update. So I don't know, for everybody who didn't know, I had a stroke, my second stroke a year and a half ago. And after that, I couldn't do nothing but just sit around the house, and I couldn't lift more than 20 pounds, because of my doctor's recommendations. So that made me gain a lot of weight, bro, because I would just eat and sit down and not do anything, you know what I mean? So I gained about 40 pounds, and then right after everything came back 100% from my stroke, because I had paralysis on my face, all that shit. And once it all came back, COVID hit. So after COVID hit, due to my circumstances, and then my wife, she has lupus. So you know what I'm saying? We really didn't go anywhere, bro, for like those 2 years. We just stayed home.
Yeah.
Not even our older kids would come to the house. It was just crazy, bro. It was a crazy experience. And then this past January, I ended up getting fucking COVID,
Oh,
and that shit took me out for 6 weeks. So it's been up and downs with me, man. But you know what? God is great. I'm here.
amen.
My doctor finally gave me the green light to go ahead and start working out lightly, walking and shit like that. Because prior to me getting sick, I was riding my mountain bike, bro, for like 10 miles and crazy shit, 20 miles, and
Yeah.
I was good, but excuse me, the sickness just got to me, bro, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, like they said, everybody on this planet will fucking get COVID one
Yeah.
way or another, or
Yeah.
know somebody that got it, or I know people that got it. I lost my big bro and good homie Knightowl from my
Man,
neighborhood.
rest
Rest
in
in
peace,
peace.
bro. That was the next question I was gonna ask you, man.
Yeah. So
Sadly, man, I was speaking with him over the phone, heavy, man. The last I want to say 6 months to a year. And we were supposed to do a track. And
right.
literally the internet just informed it. You know what I mean? What's the vibe with that, man? Like what, since because you're still in San Diego, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna die here, bro. I was born and raised here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But I mean, back to your question real quick before I go on to this
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So I went to, real quick, went to a Pollo Loco, got me the keto salad, the double pollo salad. It's just all greens and chicken, and it's bomb as hell. So I've been trying to, cut out the tortillas and the bread and the, pastas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just trying to get my second win back, man. I finally booked my first two shows, and it feels good, man, just to get back to my old
Yeah.
routine,
Yeah, that's
of doing
important.
show.
That's important, man. Health is important.
Yeah,
A lot of people need to understand that, man, because a lot of people want to
yeah,
be wealthy, but healthy. You got to be healthy. That's
What
yeah.
what
definitely
are
important.
like for the youngsters listening,
Yeah.
Shadow? What are like 3 tips you would give them on that health tip?
Well, I mean, the older we get, the more we got to watch ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And our health. I mean, from head to toe. Our mental health. Our spiritual health. The way we eat. So now, I mean, before I would like to, go and smoke 3 pounds at the studio, and you know what I'm saying, and I would eat like a pig, man. A lot of greasy food. So as long as you eat right, you gotta treat your body right, man. And it'll treat you good right back. You'll feel good. You'll feel healthy. You know what I'm saying? And like they say, you are what you eat. So you gotta just eat vegetables, man. A lot of fruits, a lot of berries, a lot of grains, nuts. You know what I'm saying? I personally I don't drink milk, but I drink water like a horse, man. I drink water all
Yeah.
day,
Cheers to that, bro.
nonstop.
Cheers to
And
that.
I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol since I was 21. I'm 42 now, so 21 years of
Damn.
not drinking alcohol. I mean, it's a lovely thing, dog. And
Yeah.
thanks to that, my organs, my liver, my kidneys, they're in tip top shape,
Man.
and
Yeah.
my lungs, my COVID fucked off my lungs for a little bit, so I had to ease up on the smoking because my doctor told me that I had to in order for my lungs to come back because I had a pneumonia due to COVID, and they put me on this inhaler and shit, and it's like it's crazy because every week I feel myself coming back, to being the normal me, and
Yeah.
COVID did a lot of things to me, bro. Like my recording engineer, uh, first time I went back into the studio, he's like, "Hey, bro, I have a preset for your voice. Every time you come in the studio, I have a preset. I just click on your name, and no matter what, that's the preset we use for your name." I was like, "Right?" He goes, "Well, right now I have to redo your levels and all kinds of shit because your voice changed." So
Man.
COVID, it changed my voice. It fucked up my lungs, and yeah, man. So I'm slowly but surely getting back to it, and
Yeah.
I mean, it changed my voice for the good, though. It was for the better. He said that my pronunciations are a little bit more clear. You can understand me better, and I mean, I guess that's a pro from COVID and shit because
Yeah.
the con was the lungs, but I mean I'm just blessed to be here talking
Yeah.
with you guys. You know.
Hell yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Amen, bro.
Blessings,
Amen.
bro. So
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I just want to ask you, man, I never been to Cali. So what is like in
Right.
San Diego? Like talk about like your childhood, man, like your upbringings.
So okay, so first of all, San Diego, they named it America's finest city, bro. You know, we get summertime 80% of the year. Um, it's beautiful weather, beautiful scenery from the border to the border with Orange County. I mean, it's beautiful, bro. Like we got mountains. You literally 15 minutes away from from everything. You go 25 minutes east, you get mountains from downtown. You go 15 minutes to the west, you got the ocean. You go 15 minutes to the south, you got the border and Mexico. So it's just a lovely thing, bro. And I was born and raised in Little Italy. You know what I'm saying? In the neighborhood where it was the lower income Mexicans and Italians. And of course, we had some of them had more money than others. But as far as the Mexican families, we were all broke. We lived in little duplexes and apartments. And and now you go to my neighborhood and there's no poor houses, bro. Now it's all $1 million condos, high rises. All our houses got knocked down, and new development came in. Now it's like one of the most visited places in San Diego for tourism because they got all the restaurants right there in Little Italy, Italian, like authentic Italian cuisine, and you got clubs down there, bars, and I mean the rich people done took over it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean we all got memories of growing up there. I mean for as long as I can remember, bro. Like when I was 5 or 6 years old, I would literally ride my skateboard on my knee from my neighborhood to Seaport Village, where there was an arcade, and I would take the quarters from my mom's laundry little coin bag, and I'd fucking jet down there and play some arcades. And there
Hell
was a
yeah.
liquor store
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
neighborhood that had the kung fu game, and we were always on that shit. But we were broke, bro. We were broke. You know what I'm saying? My mom worked 2 jobs. My dad worked the graveyard shift. So when I would get off out of school, when starting the 5th and 6th grade, when I was kicking it with the homies, um, my mom would be still at work, and my dad would be sleeping because he was, sleeping for the next shift,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and nobody was there to take care of me, dog. So I would fucking go to hang out with the homeboys and go over there and chill with them until my mom got off of work and came looking for my ass and dragged me by my ear. So,
When
so
did the love of music come about, bro? Because you've been grinding for years, bro. Like we were
yeah,
just talking about. I was going through a catalog, man, and me and this dude, like we go back, like since we were teens, and we used
right.
to bump your shit out here, dog. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring it up real quick. This was we're in Lincoln, Nebraska, and years ago,
Right.
bro, I opened up for you. This was like in 06, 07 or something.
Oh, that was my homegirl took me out there, man.
Yeah.
She was a college basketball player.
Yeah, that's right.
I,
Yeah,
I forgot her name, man, but
Aisha.
Aisha,
Yeah,
man. She just reached out to me not too long ago, bro, and
dope.
reminded me of Lincoln and shit. And shout out to her, man, because she took me out of Lincoln and you know, um, showed me Nebraska, bro. Like I never been there. That was the first time I was there.
Yeah,
And she told me, man, like, look, the reason I brought you was because a lot of people fuck with your music out here.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's lovely to visit new places, where you have heard of people supporting you, just like when I went to Japan. That shit
yeah.
was crazy, man. So but it's a lovely thing, dog, and thank you guys for the support, man.
Yeah. When did that love of music come about, dog? When was it when you were like, man, like,
Yeah. What influenced you though? What influenced you
So
to?
so so growing up, my dad, he was an avid guitar player, and my dad was also an avid accordion player, God rest his soul. And he embedded music in me, like just the melody of music in general, not just Mexican music. Um, he would always bump Mexican tunes. My mom would bump music, but my love for hip hop grew, and it got embedded in me by my homeboy Night. I'll rest in peace, because he was making Woptown rap. Woptown is my neighborhood, and he was making Woptown raps for the neighborhood. And sometimes I would get the privilege to watch him do it, and it was just insane to hear somebody that I looked up to doing something that I would hear people on the radio doing, you know, and I just liked the way he was flowing, the way he would do it. It was different from everybody else's. And I mean, of course I was like maybe 8, 9, 10 years old watching this. At the same time, I would hear the music he was bumping, which was, you know, the old school rap, like the Easy E's and the Kumo D's and the, you know, the Big Daddy Kanes, all that shit from the old school, bro. And the Fat Boys, that's crazy because I would love the Fat Boys, bro. Like a lot of people think that they're just actors and shit, but they had some dope shit, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many artists that were doing it before Snoop Dogg and everybody else. There was a lot of.
It's funny, dog, that you bring up like old school like that. I'm listening to Will Smith's book right now, Will, and I definitely recommend it, dog. Like he goes through the whole story, and it's funny how you said like they were actors because the same with him. Like he realized he tells the whole story basically how he made all these hits, but he wasn't happy. And then acting kind of just fell in his lap, and that was his calling, basically. But check out that book if you haven't.
Yeah, for sure, my boy. Thank you for the reference. I mean, I know he was a Fresh Prince. You know him and Jazzy Jeff. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, a lot of people think they're too young to even know that he used to rap. You know, but he had bars, bro. At one point, he was spitting some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so
we'll be right back to this great episode of the Music Heads Podcast Show. But before we continue, go subscribe to Billy the Kid YouTube. That is Billy, DHAKIDD. Also, go follow Billy the Kid Music on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, and everywhere else music is available. And now, back to this great episode. Let's go.
Hopping out the two, though, we're number 2, feel like Kobe, though I'm winning, need to do more. My mama sorry, college wasn't for me. Street smart, no degree, just like Kobe. Self-made boss with a suit like a mogul. I'm the new era, you see it on my logo.
Knightowl was a big part of why I started to get influenced into rapping and writing my own song. I wrote my first song when I was I want to say
it was 12. I saw that.
11 or 12.
Okay.
I wrote it about. Well, that was the first like little mischievous rap that I wrote. But I wrote one when I was like 9 years old when my dad took me to Disneyland. My dad.
That's crazy.
My dad. My dad one day took me to Disneyland, homie, and we were so broke, dog, that was like. What the fuck just happened? That was like him taking me to a whole nother country, dog, because and besides that, my dad wasn't the lovey type of dad. Like me, homie, I tell my kids I love them every day. Yeah. From the youngest 22-year-old to the youngest, my little 9-year-old. Yeah. And I tell them I love them every day. I talk to them on the phone. My daughter, I love you guys, you know. And my dad wasn't like that. I was gonna
ask you real quick with that, bro. What? Yeah. So obviously, you know, you've done your thing. Like you've obviously set it up to where it's better than where you come from, right? What's the teaching like at home to you know, because it's that tough, because I have a couple of daughters too, man. And it's tough to be like, here's the world, right? Because that's what you want to do. But also you don't want them to grow up like that, because you want them to, you know, be thankful and know like, no, this was hard work. So what are some of the stuff you do with your kids?
So, I mean, for the most part, my main thing was keeping my son out of gangbanging. You know what I mean? I didn't want it because, like, I grew up with a dad, but my dad was working so much, it was like I didn't have him there. You know what I'm saying? Right. He was there when he on his days off, but then again on his days off, he would go and drink with his homies and shit because that was the only days he had off. You know, and there wasn't really a place for kids to be, because then he would drink and drive, and my mom didn't want me to be in the car with him while he was driving drunk. You know, all the shit that comes with it. So I didn't want my son or my daughter, my 20 or 22-year-old to go through that, bro. So for my first marriage, I got divorced. I got married at 18, first of all. And then I had my son. and then I had my daughter, and I was a devoted father, bro. And then when we got divorced, I had full custody of my kids, and they were 5 and 3.
Mm.
So when that happened, I put my rap career, I put it on pause, homie. I completely just left the game for 8 years while I raised them, put them through elementary, preschool, elementary, you know what I'm saying, and all that. And I taught my son that you don't have to be, gang banging. I try to get him into skateboarding, and I took them fishing, and now both my kids, they fucking love fishing in the outdoors, and
That's
I did
dope.
everything my dad didn't do with me, bro, or that he didn't give me. I fucking gave it to them, and then plus, then some.
Right.
Attention, love, support. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could talk to me. I'm their best friend, and they know that they can come to me with whatever.
Right.
And that's one thing I couldn't do with my pops, because he was just one of those older Mexican men, homie, that they try to make you men at a young age and shit. And it's like I couldn't do that to my son, bro. So I managed to keep him out of fucking gangs. I managed to get him and my daughter to graduate high school, and now he's a naval electrician.
Man.
He's not in the service, but he works on all the Navy stations, the military bases here in San Diego. He goes from the Navy SEAL base in Coronado to the 32nd Street National City. There's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 that he bounces around from. He switches out a new boat, a new a new aircraft carrier comes in, and they take out all their logistics and electronics, and this fool puts shit together, put it back, and he always tells me how amazed he is at all these big ass guns that they have on the ship. And
Man.
he's blessed. I mean, I'm blessed. He has a good ass job. That fool has like clearances from hell. Like, this fool can go buy a gun and they'll give it to him right there and then. No 10-day hold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
He has that many clearances, bro. Like, seriously, he has clearances with every agency you can think of, including the Department of Defense. So, I mean, when he goes to apply for a gun, as long as he buys it, they give it to him right there and then, and that's crazy. And my daughter, she's going to school to be a X-ray technician, and she graduates this year. And her and her boyfriend are looking to buy their first house already. I mean, she's only 20 years old. Her boyfriend's 23, and he has a good head on his shoulders. He ain't no gangbanger or nothing.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed enough to be able to keep my son out of gang banging, and my daughter doesn't have any kids. She ain't no hoochie. She ain't out there fucking, running amok. She has a job. She goes to school, and they're trying to buy a house right now, their first home, and I'm very proud of them, man. So that's pretty much what it is, man. You just got to give your kids all the attention that they need, and make sure that they're all right, because some kids don't open up like that. Like, my kids, they open up to me with whatever, bro. Like, I talk to them every day, and if you have kids, talk to them every day, because we could be gone tomorrow, bro. And
right, man. So with that being said, Shadow, man, what's your relationship with your father now?
Oh, my father, he passed away, unfortunately, like 18 years ago. I lost him, and him and all of his brothers, they're all gone, including his sister. But all his brothers, they all drank and smoked cigarettes for fucking years and years, bro. He had an open heart surgery. He lived, I believe, 8 or 10 years after that. And it finally caught up to him, man. He went peacefully though, bro. He died in his sleep. It's unfortunate I don't have him anymore, because I would have loved for him to see my new daughter, my 9-year-old. But he got to meet my 2 younger ones. It was too bad they didn't get to spend time with him as teenagers or grown-ups, because he only met them when they were my daughter was in diapers and my son was only like 3 years old. So but besides that, I love the man, and I know he's watching me, and it's crazy because sometimes I'm driving and it could be late at night after a recording session, or early in the morning I'm going to go somewhere, and I could feel his presence next to me, like he's my co-pilot. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm very big on energies
Oh man,
and
yeah,
and
same.
and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like my homeboy Knightowl, rest in peace. When he, for those who don't know, I'm sure nobody knows, because I mean we did this like not no big celebrate. I mean we celebrated, but we didn't post it or nothing. But Mr. Little One, my homeboy, Mr. Little One, and Knightowl, it's beyond music, bro. Like they're my brothers. We're also compadres. They baptized my daughter.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So when Knightowl would come over, bro, and he wouldn't go into a lot of people's houses. He wasn't that type of dude, but he would come over to the house, dog, and there was one corner, one chair specifically he liked to sit in. And he would always tell me, "Hey man, it feels real homey here. Like I feel at peace here when I come over, dog, and it smells good. It smells like apples and cinnamon and shit." And that's that's the fragrance that we have in the house all the time. And when after he passed, bro, for like the first week, every day, my wife, she senses a lot of shit too, and she would look over at the corner, bro, and she would get emotional, bro. She would fucking literally tear up.
Oh man.
And tell me, like, I feel him here, and I feel that he's not happy. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling his emotions, and it was crazy, bro. But we felt his presence here at my house after he passed, and sometimes I'm sitting there in the living room by myself, and I can feel him there. You know, and sometimes I got a lot of WhatsApp messages, and I go back and listen to him and shit, and it's just crazy, bro, to think that he's not here, man. But you know, God bless him for the time he did spend with us and everything he taught me, bro, because that dude was on some other level, bro.
Yeah, no, and yeah, definitely a legend. You know, he definitely a legend.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
just his skills was different, bro. Like you know, whatever you want to label it, you know, Latin rap, Chicano, whatever, hip hop, like he had his own sound. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he made
bro.
his own lane.
Yeah, no, he did. He did, bro. I mean, he started back in '92, fidgeting with it like professionally. You know what I mean? And I came into the picture in '96, doing my own thing. A lot of people think that he was the one that put me on, but it didn't even happen like that. Like in '94, he came out with his first album. And he was out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I would go everywhere with him, bro. Like we went to Johnny J's house, rest in peace. I met all kinds of people there, from Sir Jinx to fucking Big Psych, the Outlaws. I mean, you name it. It was a big Halloween party, bro, and out in Palmdale, where Johnny J lived. And I got to meet, we were real up close and personal with Johnny J. Like, I knew him, his wife Capuchin, his son Jeremiah. I mean, it was crazy, bro. Like, he would, you know what I mean? Like, there was pictures of Tupac that nobody has ever seen or will ever see, just from him being there at barbecues and sleeping on the futon that I slept on when I went there, and music that I heard that he played for us.
Yeah,
it was just crazy. It was just crazy, bro. And Knightowl would take me there. We would go to recording sessions with Chris Gunn. We would go to David Salas. We would go do videos.
man.
And you know what I mean? So I got to know, a lot of people and shit. And then finally I said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? The homie Hitman from my neighborhood, which is Nightowl's uncle, is the one that, if it wasn't for him, there would be no Shadow, dog, plain and simple. Because he was the one that would drive me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He would handle all the financial business when it came to Shadow. I was only 16, dog. So this man, shout out to Hitman. God bless him. He never gets the proper credit he deserves, bro.
Yeah.
And he deserves everybody to know that. It was 50% me because of the writing and the recording, but it was 50% him because of the footwork that he would help me, to push the records. We would go sell fucking CDs, go back and repress, and we'll go back with the trunk full to Texas, Arizona, you name it, bro. Whatever it took to sell those 50,000 out the trunk, we did.
That's dope, bro. And how did you transition, bro, from that hustle? Because me myself with my music, I experienced that hustle. I had a van wrapped up, selling CDs at a Walmart, whatever, right? Here in the Midwest. And what was your transition like to now with Spotify and the whole digital world?
It was, I mean, it was a slap in the face, dog. Like it was crazy because so all that digital shit came into play like what, 2002, 2003 or something.
Yeah.
So it was slowly creeping in, bro. Even back then in those years, you were still able to sell. There were still wholesalers. There was still people that would buy. I mean,
when it hit me, bro? It hit me when like the truck that I just got, it's a newer truck and there's no CD player. And that's when I was just like, man, this is real. And not even that truck, but before that, like seeing that, I'm like, man, this is real. Like gone.
Yeah, bro. Like the crazy part is like people don't get it, dog, that we will go press up 5,000 CDs, 10,000 CDs, and there was a wholesaler waiting to buy 2,000 of those copies at $6, $7 a piece. Right. Just that one seller, that one buyer, homie. And we had 15 of those buyers. You feel me? So from the Richard Sneeds and Norwalk Records, may he rest in peace, to the guys in Arizona at Southwest Wholesale, to the people in Texas, to Violet Brown, which was the main buyer for the warehouse music. All the warehouses around the fucking country, she would buy.
Yeah.
She would say, okay, Shadow, I need 15,000 till I die units because I gotta fucking send them everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so here we are scrambling.
You had to like really grind. You had to really grind.
People don't get. Yeah. That's why these new kids will never know the real effort and all the fucking grinding and footwork that we put into our fucking business, dog. And for me to sell 50,000 out of the trunk at $7 a piece and make that 350,000 at 16, homie, that was fucking work. Right, that was work, and it was lovely money, bro. It was lovely money. Right. I wish my parents would have guided me financially, like, hey, go to Merrill Lynch or go to this financial institution so you can invest or fucking or save money for your future or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But not, I mean, but they were living check to check, bro. So they didn't know anything about that either, homie. Yeah. So what would I do? I'd fucking I would spend it how I made it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, especially being young
I went and got a fucking pound of gold in my neck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I did that shit, dog. But see, the thing is, a lot of people don't know how hard I worked to get what I had, bro. Like, I mean, yeah, I blew through $2.5 million, but that's because I didn't know any better, bro. Like, I don't have shit to show for it.
Yeah.
Except
I love that you brought that up, bro, because I'm very blessed. My kids, like, but the saying I always like to say is it's simple, but it's not easy. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm getting out of that grind. Like, obviously on the surface, right? Like, you're this rap star, right? But they don't know the footwork that you were putting in.
Yeah, bro.
So to transition, what do you got going on now?
Well, now I plugged up with a digital distributor, 1RPM, and it's crazy because a lot of people, a lot of artists are getting tired of the whole digital download, getting paid pennies for streams and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's working out for some of us, and for some other people, it's not. Like my bro Little One, for example, he does not want to release anything else on fucking digital. He's only going to press up a certain amount of copies. It's all physical, and you want a copy, you buy it directly from him. And there's a way where you can code your music, and people cannot upload it to YouTube or any channel. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll get knocked down. You know what I mean? So there's a way to do that shit, and that's good that you found that formula, bro. Because I'm gonna approach that also. Yeah. But I'm also gonna keep the digital side. So I'm gonna hit it from both angles. I'm gonna hit it with physical. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep doing my digital.
There's even I can't remember the name of the company now. Like, the great thing, so it sucks. Obviously, like you said, you could move that many units and be well off, but there's also this thing that's happening now where before we needed these labels, right? And now it's more like you're more, so there's this service, and man, I can't remember the name, but basically it's the idea of like, which I might try it with one of my songs, but you basically can have your fans invest in the song for royalties, which I think is fucking dope. So I mean, if they buy, let's say $100
are you talking about that? Are you talking about that NFT shit?
So it's not NFT. It's actually royalty. So they invest in the song, and if let's say you sell 50% of the song, you still own 50% of the song, and each 10% that you sell, let's say you sell it for $500 to each fan, or even $100, whatever. Well, you do the math. You sell 10 of those. And so the royalties will go directly to the fans from that song, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
So it's literally like you're signed to the fans. Like, I don't know, it's pretty dope.
Yeah. It sounds dope. I mean, if it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why not? Why not, bro? And that's the whole reason behind Little One not liking to do digital anymore. Because it wasn't working out. It wasn't working out. We were getting some small checks, and he just figured, I mean, if I press up 1,000 units and I sell them for $100 a piece,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Do the math, and it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure.
you know what I mean? It makes sense. So to me, I was like, well, shit, why not do that?
Yeah,
And still get my digital money. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I just figured because people's attention span right now, bro, is less than 3 minutes.
yeah.
So now everybody's doing 2 verses with the hook. Every song is no more than 3 minutes. And if you give them, and this is the thing I figured out, bro. Like if you give them a whole album in 6 months, they're gonna be asking you for a new one. So what I'm doing, bro, is I'm releasing mini EPs with 3 songs each every 3 months. Every 3
Smart.
months, I'm feeding them with 3 songs. So it gives me time to record more material. At the same time, I stay relevant,
Yep.
and it shows consistency, and people don't lose or forget about you.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, shit. And in a couple of months, this was gonna fucking drop some more shit, which it's been working out, bro. Like
Yeah.
my revenue has been going up more than it ever has with this digital shit, and it's crazy because before I would be like, damn, I gotta finish the album, I gotta get a release date and this and that, and it's like I worked out something with a distributor where they're just waiting for me to send another fucking 3 songs with the cover, and we're dropping it every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's been working out. It's working out lovely, and I just been waiting to do videos because of my physical condition. I haven't, I want to drop weight, and I don't want to look like a slob on TV and shit. So I'm barely getting my weight to exercise and everything. So I'll be doing videos here in a little bit, and once I get up to where I want to be, I'll be dropping 3 songs with 1 video to those 3 songs, and just do that thing, so I can have visuals and music and shit, and just keep it going.
So is there anybody like in particular that you're working with with the music that you got now?
There's a lot. There's producers that I use, of course, like my boy CGV Productions. Shout out to my boy Christian. He produced my whole Spanish album. And what we did with that Spanish album, we chopped it up into 5 sections of 3 songs. And I'm dropping them every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? He produced every single song, mixed and mastered everything. And boy's a genius, man. He's young, but he's so fucking talented. It's crazy, bro. And he knew what I wanted for this Spanish album, bro. Like the sound, if you listen to it, it's the same, but every song is different. You know what I'm saying? But it has the same feel to it.
Yeah.
I got my boy Chops. I got my boy Dr. Evo, who produces for Exhibit, Snoop. I mean, you name it, homie. He produces for a lot of big people. He's out in Arizona. He was in LA, but moved to Arizona. Shout out to Dr. Evo. And he just shot me a beat for the memorial song that I'm gonna do for Knightowl. It's a fucking master. It's a masterpiece, dog. Like the last memorial song that I did was for my homie Scrappy, rest in peace, from my neighborhood, and I got Nancy Fletcher, who sang for Dr. Dre, "Keep Your Heads Ringing," that ring ding dong.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. It's a classic.
okay, that's Nancy Fletcher. So I got her on that hook. So this time around, I'm gonna get Little One and myself to do this memorial song for my bro Knightowl, rest in peace, and my boy Steve Vicious, which I still fuck with to this day. He's the one that produced "Till I Die," my first 3 or 4 albums. He's the one that made "Till I Die" and all that other shit. He's that guy's a genius. He's been fucking with Timbaland and Shaquille O'Neal and you know all kinds of the big people also. So production wise, you know that's pretty much who I who I've been working with, and my boy Osai Blaze. Rap wise, people to get on my record, I've been doing music, you know, with my brother Little One, of course. My boy Duende from Vegas. There's a dude in El Paso. He goes by the name of Payaso 915. Me, him, and Duende have a group called 3K, stands for Tres Caras, Three Faces, and we have a whole album that's done that we're about to drop later this year.
That's dope.
We're actually going to New York to do our first performance.
Oh man,
May 20th. It's gonna be on some type of boat. It's gonna be like
that's dope, like a casino.
No, it's not a casino, bro. It's some kind of boat. So a couple cats that we know, they chartered a boat, bro, and it's gonna be like a private event, and it's gonna go down the Hudson River, overlooking the New York skyline, and we're gonna perform for. I think it's gonna be like 150, 200 people tops.
Dope.
It's gonna be like a private venue type of thing, and these guys from New Jersey and New York, the dopest tattoo artists you can think of, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they win first place every time they go to conventions and shit. And so that's what's taking us out there. And you know, I'm looking forward to that because that's gonna be my first show out of the state. My first show coming up is May 15th in Santa Maria with my bro Little One. We got a show going on there. Then 3 days later I fly out to New York. But yeah, bro, I mean, I just want to stay busy, man, and give people the music I've been wanting to give them, and you know, stay healthy, and keep working, bro.
Yo, we'll be right back to this great episode of the Music Heads podcast show. But before we continue, make sure you guys grab a copy of my brand new book, The Power of Being Uncomfortable. It is out everywhere on Amazon.com, Barnes & Nobles, Target.com, Walmart.com. It's also available on Audible.com. Go listen to the actual book. I promise you that it's going to change the way you think. And now, back to this great episode. Let's get it.
So is there anybody any rappers you listen to right now? Like that you like?
You know, it's going to sound crazy, bro. And I might sound like an asshole for saying this, but I don't listen to rap, dog. I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to any rap. Mexicans, black, I don't give a fuck what you are. I don't listen to rap. I don't even like listening to my own shit. Like,
damn,
I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight up with you, dog. Like when I go to the studio and record a new song, I'll listen to it 3 to 4 times to see if there's anything I need to add or change to it. After that, it goes in the vault, and then I release it, and that's it. I don't personally play it in my car. I don't go around bumping my shit. I'm not that dude. You know, yeah, I don't listen to, and a lot of the reason why I don't like listening to other people's shit is because I don't want to get some sound or some fucking idea that somebody came out with and then get an idea off of that.
Oh yeah,
right.
So I like to stay authentic and original, bro. Like I don't ride waves. If you listen to my shit, it doesn't sound like everybody else's shit that's coming out. Because right now I can't tell if you're from the West Coast, the East Coast, down south. It all sounds the same, bro. You know what I mean? People from Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, Texas, California, Canada. I mean, you fucking name it. It all sounds the same. The fucking rolling fucking snare and fucking. They all want to use what's that shit called? That fucking effect they all use.
Auto-tune.
Auto tune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
auto-tune.
I don't even know what the fuck it's called because I don't even hear it.
Hell yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Right.
So, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't think I've ever done a song with auto tune except the one I just did with my boy Loose Lyric and Glasses Malone. And the reason that happened was because when Loose Lyric did the hook, he did it like that. But it's not. You can't even tell it's on there like these other songs and shit where
Yeah.
it's fucking all auto tune. Nah, man, I don't. That's not me. Like, I know of people's names because when I go to radio stations or my daughter, you know, they listen to music. My son, he listens to rap, and
Yeah.
they pull up bumping it, or they tell me, "Hey, Dad, have you seen this?" And I'll look it up and see me like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever." But as far as me, you know, going out and buy somebody's shit to listen to it, never been me, bro. Like,
I got a good transitional question for that, bro. What makes a good musician?
what makes a good musician, bro? Just opening your ears, heart, and mind to music, bro, of all genres, not just rap. You feel me? Like, I bump Mexican music. The most thing I bump is reggae and Mayor Hawthorne. I like listening to that dude a lot. And he sings like oldie type music, but new. You know what I mean? Like it's new oldie type music.
Yeah.
But I like listening to weird like world beat. I like listening to fucking like different shit, bro. That does not fucking, you know, a lot of people don't even like listening to. I'll listen to country sometimes. I'll listen to
Yeah.
fucking gospel music. I'll listen to fucking Christian music. You name it, dog. I listen to everything but rap. And I think if you open up your mind and your ears to different sounds and different genres of music, it embeds something in you that, you know, rhythm and melody, bro. It's universal. It's not just one genre. You know what I mean? Like the metronome swings the same way to whatever fucking genre of music you're doing, dog. It doesn't change
Yeah.
position. It doesn't do this shit to different types. I mean, nah.
Yeah.
The metronome goes like this, dog. And on the computer, the click is still the same, bro. It's
Yeah.
still the same. It's just the only thing that changes is the artist and the genre of music that it is. But it's universal, dog. And I think there's a difference. I always say this, man. There's a difference between rappers and artists, just like there's a difference between beat makers and producers.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I love that,
There's-
bro.
Yeah,
I love
agree.
that because
agree.
I say that all the time. Like
Definitely is a
I'm an
difference.
artist. I always tell people like I'm an artist just because I do some Spanish stuff too, and I'm Salvadorian, bro. So you know it's like I grew up with Mexicans. So it's like what you were saying, all this mix, and especially being in the Midwest, you know, you hear stuff from down south, you hear some of the east, west. So like, it's like a mixture, bro, out here. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's dope though. It's dope.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, like I said, like over here it's pretty the same way, dog. Like, you know, you have your bachata, your reggaeton, you have, I mean, different people bump different shit. And my wife, she like listening to all that, you know what I mean? And I mean, and that's cool, dog. You know, I'm not saying people don't listen to shit. No, me personally, you know, I rather listen to stuff that I don't make.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoy it more, and I enjoy what I do more, knowing that it's coming fresh and authentic from me. You feel me? So, I mean, that's pretty much the you know what I like to do, dog. And, and
what's the best song that you've ever released and why?
The best song that I've ever released and why? I think it's gonna be the song that I did for my kids, man. It's called Lullaby. And that's gonna be the purest, realest, most heartfelt song that you're gonna hear from me, dog. I think that one and the tribute to my homeboy Scrappy, rest in peace, bro.
And then now you said the one with Mr Knightowl too, rest in peace. I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, that's gonna be something else, bro. But I mean, as far as I think those are the two deepest songs that I've ever done, and only because everything else from me is a look into my life, what I was doing growing up. You know, the game banging, the drug slinging, the, you know, being with girls, traveling the world, and you know, spending money, making money, and dodging the cops, blah blah blah, whatever. But now, once I got older and I have my kids, dog, my life is about my kids, bro.
Exactly.
You feel me? And
so what's
and
like
now
a recording session like with you, man? Like, like, do you write or do you just go in? Like, what's your
Yeah.
like?
Well, so for the most part, I like writing at the studio. I like vibing. I like vibing out. I like setting a mood. I like, having a vibe, and just turn that shit up loud and let me just lose myself in the music. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I said before, I'd sit there and smoke, fuck, at least 20 fucking swishers, bro, and just, you know what I mean?
Swishy,
Get
huh?
get 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 different ideas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Now sometimes I'll sit at home and write and just go in there and drop it. And when I drop a verse, it takes me 2 or 3 takes. And I don't like punching in. I don't like punching in, bro. Like,
Yeah, just
Right.
go in.
you know what I mean? Like the way I drop songs, homie, I'm gonna tell you my formula, dog, and this is the way I do it. I drop my
Here it
lead.
is, man. Exclusive. Let's go.
Check this out. I drop my lead, homie. I drop my lead. I do 2 dub tracks and an ad lib. Then I listen to it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Erase the lead, leave the dubs and the ad libs in. And then I do my lead with my dubs and the ad libs in, because it's like having a hype man on stage. You feel me? So when I drop my lead, I hit
Mm,
every pocket. Homie. You don't have to scoop me back or forward. I
that's
hit every
dope.
pocket. Every pocket those dubs are at, I hit it. And you ain't gotta fuck with me like moving this shit here and there,
Yeah.
making them put in that vocal line. You ain't gotta use that shit on
Have
me.
you been
You
doing
know,
that since day one?
I just started doing that maybe 5 years ago, bro.
Okay.
5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But before that, I've been no punching. I did
Yeah.
a song called "Fuck a Punching." So I'd be a hypocrite
Damn. Hell
if
yeah.
I'd be a hypocrite if I punched in, bro. So I'm
Right.
I'm a perfectionist, dog. When it comes to my songs,
Oh yeah, bro.
I like it sounding professional. I like it sounding good, and like I said, when I'm in the studio, I'll listen to it 100 times if I have to make it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, um, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much how I record, bro. And I don't go to the studio with a bunch of heads, and I
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah. Yeah, and,
I
and I
don't. I
think
mean,
it's like I love everything you're talking about. I relate, bro, because I'm the same way, man. My kids, I'm going to church tomorrow. Like that's
yeah.
what I'm all about nowadays. It's like there's nothing left out there. So I just released a book, bro. It's called The Power of Being Uncomfortable, and it's basically a
Okay.
mindset book. And the reason why I bring that up is I want to ask you, what has been a way that getting uncomfortable has helped you succeed?
So I used to be shy, uh, being in front of a big crowd.
Mm,
So I had to get used to being uncomfortable to get to be comfortable. On stage I remember when I would my very first shows when the radio station in San Diego got behind my one song "Till I Die," and the program director put me on tour with Lighter Shade of Brown, and I was only performing that one song, bro. But the shows we were doing with Lighter Shade of Brown, I mean, people were there to see Lighter Shade of Brown. They didn't
oh
know who
yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
I was. You feel me? So it was a lot of people there, dog. And I was uncomfortable as fuck going on stage. Like, I didn't know how to
Yeah.
talk to the crowd, how to hold a mic. Like, I was 16, still dressing like a gangster, homie. And it's funny because I remember the program director told me, she said, is there somewhere we can clean you up? No disrespect. You know, I'm not saying you look dirty, but I'm saying more presentable.
Right.
Where they're not gonna try to gangbang on you, and I'm gonna be responsible for something happening to you.
Yeah.
And you know, and for the most part, my homeboy Hitman, he kept me safe, and I just so I started to, I still was wearing long socks and but the shorts got a little bit shorter, not all the way down, halfway down down my leg and shit, and the shirts turned into collar shirts instead of my fucking pro clubs.
Mhm.
Uh, so just I didn't let them change me, but I realized that it was more appealing to more people, not just the gangsters. It
Yeah.
was like family and moms and dads were okay with their kids being there watching me, so that they didn't get an idea of trying to dress like me or some shit. You know what I mean? So that I think that was the uncomfortable that made me succeed, because I had to overcome being uncomfortable to become comfortable and go rock stages with these fucking, platinum selling artists.
Yeah.
I mean, Lighter Shade of Brown had multi, records and shit that they had gone gold and platinum with. So, and that's how that song 61909 came about with me and ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown.
Yeah.
Because one time I was sitting in my room in El Centro, I remember a car show in El Centro, and I was in my room, had my door open, and I was bumping that shit loud. It was the beat, and I was just bumping it, and I was writing it, and ODM was passing by, and he was, "Oh, what's up, homie?" He was like, "Shadow, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm the one that be opening up for you and shit." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, man." He goes, "That's a dope song, dog." And he goes, "What you doing?" I was like, "I just fucking around with this song right here." And he was feeling it, bro. And he's like, "What's up? Let me get a verse on there." I was like, "Cool, get it."
Damn, that's dope.
So he wrote a verse. We wrote the hook right there and then. And then when we got back from tour, he came down from Corona in Riverside County. He came to San Diego to where I recorded at Steve Vicious' house, and he dropped that verse for me, dog. And we did that song, and it was like, I was like, damn, this one really went out his way to look out for me and shit, and got on my song without even like knowing me. That was that was the first time we actually sat down in my room, like spent hours drinking and smoking and shit, and just it was a cool vibe, bro. And it was super dope for him to have done that for a youngster like myself, dog, because that really boosted my morale. And
that's dope.
So yeah, man, I gotta ask you, man, like, do you got any like good memories, man, like going out to different locations, performing shows, like any stories?
Oh yeah,
definitely
man.
Lincoln, right? Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, bro, like it's crazy because from the smallest towns to the biggest cities, dog, it's it's always a memory, bro, because you're out of your element, you're in your element, but you're out of your element. You're in the music game, but you're out of your city, with around strangers. And I mean, from the smallest town, like fuck, and I've been to towns in Idaho where they still lynch motherfuckers, you know what I mean, or line you up on a wall and shoot you and shit, to places where, they're real racist, you know what I mean? Like I remember one time, we were, where the fuck were we, bro? Yeah, it was in Idaho. It was in Idaho, and it was like, I don't know, it was like it was like 98, 99. And there was a bunch of us, homie. And it was like maybe 6 performers, and we were all gangsters, some from LA, some from Arizona, some from, San Diego. And, we dressed how we dress, but we're clean, bro. Like I have brand new fucking shoes, crispy white ones and shit. And I remember this white lady and her little daughter that was like 10, 11 years old. We were in line at McDonald's, bro. And her daughter said, "Look, mommy, there's a lot of brown people in here."
Wow.
I was like, "What the fuck?" And trip on this. And the mom looks down at my feet, bro, and she goes, "Oh yeah, honey, the nut must be from around here because they have clean shoes on." I was like, "What the fuck?" In other words, all the Mexicans there were fucking farm help, or they always were dirty.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I mean, it was fucked up. I mean, it was cool that she noticed my clean kicks, but it was fucked up because it just showed you where our people were in regards to society. Like, they always had dirty shoes, whether they were broke, because I've been to shows, dog. Like when you go to Mexico, dog, you have a lot of homies. They pull up with Nike Cortezes and they're not the cleanest, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but they don't give a fuck. As long as they look hard and down and shit, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's the thing in Idaho and all these small town places. You got homies, dog, but they might not have money to buy new shoes or whatever, and they go and they got dirt on their shoes or whatever, and it is what it is, bro. But white society looks at us, in a different way, bro. Like to me, I'm like, okay, homie, you're trying your hardest to, keep up with whatever. You know, that's cool. And then some white lady comes and be like, "Oh, look at this dirty motherfucker," you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's memories, dog. Everywhere, every show,
Yeah.
every show, man. I mean, you know,
So
it's
I gotta we're gonna transition, bro, into a quick I'm gonna call this off the dome, and you got 3 seconds to answer 3 questions. So the first question I have, and you're gonna count down, bro, as soon as I ask the question. And if you know it, I hope you know it within three seconds, but just yell it out. So the first question is El Chavo or Cantinflas?
Cantinflas.
All right. The second question is Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg?
Ice Cube.
And then the last one, Jenny Rivera or Selena?
Selena.
All right. Can you elaborate on those?
Yeah. So Cantinflas, it brings more memories to me because El Chavo I used to watch more with like my brothers and sisters and myself.
Yeah.
You know, but Cantinflas is something I would watch with my mom and my dad. You know what I'm saying? So I think watching Cantinflas with my dad, rest in peace, meant more to me than watching Chavo with my sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, my dad's gone and my mom, you know, she's gonna be 78 this year. So I think Cantinflas for me. And besides that, Cantinflas is a funny motherfucker, dog. You know what I mean?
For sure.
A lot of people don't know it, but you know what I mean? Like we have Cantinflas, Resortes. A lot of people don't even mention Resortes, bro, and it's fucked up because he's the one that actually invented moonwalking, homie. There's movies. Like
I did not know that.
years and years before Michael Jackson came out with the first moonwalk on that stage, bro. Resortes had already done it.
Man.
Fucking 50 years before that, bro. Crazy. And
what about
bro,
Snoop and Ice Cube? Why'd you choose Ice Cube?
Well, because Snoop was like a new version of Eazy-E, but Snoop had a slicker voice and could stay on beat. You know what I mean? But Snoop was rapping more of the same shit that Eazy was rapping about.
Yeah.
Cube was more raw, more, you know what I mean? Like if I had to compare myself to Snoop or Cube, I'd compare myself more to Cube because his lyrics were something else, dog. Like he's just a monster, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you can really grasp what he's saying and envision it, it's fucking crazy. Because Snoop is more, you know, Crip, West Coast, gangbanging shit, you know, pimping shit. And Cube was more, you know, I guess the contrast of that is that he looks, you know, he talks about him being a black man, and I can relate being a Mexican. So he's always about being a black dude, and I'm all about being a Mexican.
Right.
You know, the cop always harassing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess I can relate to Cube. I mean, I can relate to Snoop also, but I think Cube, with the passion of his, you know, his people type shit, is what makes me go towards Cube more than Snoop.
And then what about Selena and Jenny Rivera?
Well, Selena was first to do it and looked better than Jenny.
There it is.
You know, both of them, rest in peace. I mean, Jenny was.
No. I'm listening to him.
As soon as you said look good, he's like.
I mean, look, bro, Jenny. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Jenny was a MILF. You know, she looked good. She looked good for her age, but Selena was just, you know what I mean? She was beautiful. She had the body. She had the voice. You know, and she wasn't like stuck up about it. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think Jenny falls into this thing they call buchona, you know, like more of the cartel wife or the drug dealer wife. Selena was more of the, you know, my boyfriend that I married was a guitar player, you know, with the tail type shit. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
Totally different. More, I guess she was. It's more
probably that like the Cali and Texas thing, huh? Like the style. Yeah. And man, I hate to wrap it up, bro, but you know, I know you're a busy guy, you're a family man, same here, you know, gotta get back to the family. But I'm gonna ask you 3 questions that we ask our guests. The first question that I have, and it's for some wisdom, basically, any young artists out there listening, what would be some advice that you would give yourself now looking back to that 16-year-old when you started?
Well, one thing that I didn't do and I don't do and I haven't done and I won't do ever is say the N-word. We're not, if you're Mexican, stay Mexican. If you're white, stay white. You know what I mean? The N-word is for my black people to use. I don't like using it. I hear that going around a lot. A lot of youngsters like to use it, and I get it. It's the new slang. You know, the kids want to go around talking about this and that. You know, I don't like it, bro. Just stay authentic, be yourself, stay true to your roots, and you know, you'll have better things said about you. And instead of trying to be something you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like I hear all these Edgars on me with that, you know, funny haircut and shit. I you know, all they say is nigga this, nigga that, and it's like, bro, you're as fucking Mexican as it gets. I mean, you should see how you look saying it. And there's some guys, and look, there's some guys that are actually like pretty big and known. I'm not gonna mention no names. I don't want to throw them under the bus. You know what I mean? But they say nigga, bro, like if they were really black, and it's not cool, dog. Like if I would hate for them to get locked up and talk like that because they got another thing coming. You know what I'm saying? And I mean. I don't, like just be yourselves, bro. You know, it's just be authentic and you know, just it's not correct, bro. It's not the right thing to do. You know, there's other words you can use to fill in your fucking verses and lines, and you know, you'll be just fine without saying it.
Yeah, well, I'm black, and I don't get offended with Latino say it though. I never
well, see, but that's because you're black.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And although there is, I know some of the black homies that I know, dog, that they can't stand it. You know what I mean? And as it is, bro, like as it is, I mean, if that, I get it. Look, there's some times where you grow up in that type of environment. And that's how they talk. Like, excuse me, like I heard, you know, who told me this? I forgot if it was my son or one of his friends that told me, how come you don't like people saying the N-word? I'm like, that's just me, bro. Like, but I'm not the only one. Like, there's a lot of Mexicans that just don't like that, dog. And if you're Mexican, Mexicans shouldn't say that, period. Like, you know, and they say, well, SPF says that. I'm like, well, you know what? I mean, it in Cali and Texas, it's a little bit different.
Right, exactly.
Just like the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? But it still looks bad. It still looks bad, bro. Like, you know, I got homies in Texas that say it, and I got homies in Texas that don't say it, that despise that shit. So, you know, it's just a way, I guess, of how you grew up, dog. And there's oh man, there's so many rappers. I wish I could just throw them all out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because my son tells me, "Hey, Dad, check this out," and he'll show me something from some fool from LA or some fool from Miami or some fool from New York, and they're all saying "nigga this, nigga that," and they're every other word is nigga, and it's like, dog, like the fuck, you know, like not even black rappers say that many fucking times and shit. Chill out, you know what I mean? But. To each their own, bro. But I mean, you know, just be authentic, man. That's all.
No, facts. If there was a 3-step formula to making it in music, what are the 3 steps?
Oh man, look, the music business it's an ugly business, bro. It's an ugly business. Like I've been blessed to have this longevity and be in this shit for 26 years now, man, going on 27. And you know, again, don't go around writing something that you haven't done or that you don't know about, bro. Don't write about somebody else's life. Don't watch a movie and go write a song about it. You know, be original with your music, including your beats. You know what I'm saying? And more than anything, man, you gotta have you really gotta love what you're doing. Don't you know what I mean? Like it has to be a passion. Don't do it because you're trying to get rich or you're trying to be the next so and so or whatever. You know, do it because you like it, because you love it, because it makes you fucking feel good when you do it, and everything else will fall into place, man. If you're good at it, it'll people will tell you it's good, bro. You know, if you're whack, people will tell you that's whack. You know, and if you have friends and if you're whack and they're not telling you that it's whack, then they're not your friends because they're lying to you, they're misleading you, and you know you should just quit. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say this, like if you know if your real friends would be real with you, you know it could be good or it could be bad.
Yeah.
You know
I
because
respect
they
everything
could.
that you just said, man, because I kind of feel like today's rap music, man, I feel like you said, originality is definitely key. And you gotta have a passion for it. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people lack those things.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, like you said earlier, everybody sound the same, no originality.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't
Nah.
have a passion for it. They just like, you know, they just want to do it just to get on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they ain't rapping
man.
about what they living. So like
Yeah.
them three main things that you said
Those
is
are
going
keys
on
right there.
like today.
Yeah,
Right?
don't
So yeah, I
don't
respect every bit of that. Yeah.
don't ride that wave, bro. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I mean, more than anything, I mean, talent is out the window nowadays, bro. It's all about popularity.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? Popularity can make you a fucking star
Yeah.
because right now talent is like forgotten. It doesn't have anything to do with being a rapper or a singer or a fucking influencer on TV, on YouTube or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if you have talent, you know, and you use it in a honest, authentic way, it'll go way farther, homie, than being popular for being whack. You feel me? So, you know, just stay true to yourself, stay authentic, don't get on that wave and try to sound like the next man because it's never gonna work.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
Facts, man.
And the last question I have for you, bro, is if you were to write a book, what would be like the theme and maybe a title idea?
Oh man, a day in the life. Because
that.
it would because and I've thought about writing a book, bro, because there's so many things that I've gone through, like I mean, physically, mentally, emotionally. I mean, from slanging, you know, meth when I was 13, 14, 15 to fucking hanging out with grown ass men and I was the only 13, 15 to 17-year-old in the room, but we were doing 30, 40-year-old men shit. You know what I'm saying? Counting, I mean, moving metric tons of whatever. And I mean, just knowing people and stories that I have, bro, that have happened to me. So it would be a day in the life of what I've done, what I've been through, a day in the life of my music career. You know what I'm saying? From experiences of being in the studio and Corrupt and Roscoe walking by or walking into the studio and hearing me and be like, "Hey, let me get a 16, my nigga." Cool. And Corrupt just and Corrupt blessed me with a verse and Roscoe blessed me with a verse. And that's the thing, like any artist that you heard me with, dog, whether you know the Cocaines, the Sugar Frees, the 40 Glocks, I never paid none of these people, dog. You feel me? Like Corrupt and Roscoe, homie. Shout out to them, dog. They always bless me with verses and hooks, and I never paid for any of it, dog. They just liked what they heard that I was making, and you know they wouldn't have jumped on it if it was whack, bro. Because Corrupt is one of the dope. Well, Corrupt and Roscoe are two of the sickest, dopest lyricists you'll ever hear. You know, and for Scody and fucking you know, Corrupt to bless me, dog, and multiple times. I mean, it's a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I would just call it a day in the life because there's so many stories that I have, bro, that it would blow people's mind.
Yeah, no, I would encourage that, bro. And if there's anything I could do, you know, with me releasing this book, let me know, man. You know, I can send you links, whatever, right? So
yeah, I guess the main thing is I thought about it and it's like, do I write it like I would write a fucking song? Like, how do I start You know what I mean? And how do I transition from this scene to this scene? And it's like, I don't know. I mean, chapters. I guess the chapters is what I'm trying to get at. Is like, how do you transition from chapter 1 to chapter 2? You know, what would be in chapter 1 and what would be in chapter 2 and chapter 3, and when would the music come in? And then, you know, and then I would take my music money and flip it and invest in this and flip that, and you know, it was just crazy, dog. So there's a lot of fucking chapters in my book.
No, I definitely I would encourage it, bro, because you know you've opened a lot of doors, and you know you definitely have some gems that a lot of youngsters can obviously get to, and you know with the quick book, you know you could change somebody's life, you know.
Got some knowledge, man.
Yep. But and where can people find you, dog?
Instagram. I mean, my Instagram is linked to my Facebook, so Mr Shadow 619 on Instagram. That's pretty much it, dog. You know what I mean? All my links are there. You can DM me. I'm not a dick like that. I answer every DM I get. You know, that's pretty much it. I mean, it links you to my Facebook. So, you know, I think my Facebook is just Mr. Shadow. You know, if it's not verified, it's not me. So just look for that little blue check, if Mr. Shadow or Mr. Shadow 619 on Instagram. And yeah, man, that's it.
Love it, bro. Well, thanks for taking the time, man. Everybody out there, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, Billy the Kid, DHAKIDD. Go to billythekid.com, leave in your email. Follow us on Instagram, follow Mr. Shadow, and let's get it, baby. Vamonos.
Oh, yeah, God bless.
Bless you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Play, bitch, I'm a boss. My own money, I create. Since you broke, you bill, tag it, cause my bank account is straight. Yes, I am good, but I wanna be great. If you don't hustle, then I can relate. You be who you hang with, so you better rate.